How can you be more optimistic? There was a study done with 500 sets of twins, some that were raised together and some that were raised apart. And the research showed that approximately 25% of our optimism comes from genetics. A lot other plays into how optimistic we are, how we were raised, the way that we were parented and our family, our community, the culture that we were raised in, and many other pieces. So I want you to know that you can always grow and become more optimistic. You are not stuck just the way you are. Just like a muscle, you can become more optimistic. There is so much going on in the world. If you watch the news, if you read what is happening, we are bombarded with negative information and it feels like it's just escalating. You also have a negativity bias in your brain. Your brain is designed to keep you safe and to keep you alive. Your brain is not designed to have you feel extremely optimistic all of the time. So just like taking care of your physical body, being optimistic is something that you have to continuously be intentional about and work on. Being optimistic is really important. It has so many benefits. The research shows that optimistic people are healthier, that they're more successful in school and in work, that they have healthier relationships, and that optimistic people actually live longer. I just heard Martin Seligman speak at the World Happiness Summit, and he said optimistic people live 5 to 7 years longer. And these are just a few of the reasons. So how can you grow that optimistic muscle and strengthen it? So the first thing is when negative events are happening in your life, try and stick to the facts. Get clear on exactly what is happening and let go of the negative embellished stories that you tell yourself. The second is review your social circle. Are you spending time with people who are really pessimistic? Are you spending a lot of time with those people? If you are, it is going to affect you. It's emotional contagion. So look at how you can increase the amount of time that you communicate and spend time with people who are optimistic, because it will positively influence you. My third tip is be very conscious and intentional of what you consume. So I consume amazing books and TED Talks, and I take classes. I am constantly nourishing my brain with podcasts and so on. So are you sitting there consuming a lot of information on social media that is making you feel pessimistic? If so, you need to change that behavior to be more optimistic. When you are in a situation and you're feeling really pessimistic, argue with yourself. So this is a tactic where you zoom out and look at the situation almost from a third person and say, okay, is what I'm thinking and what I am feeling, does it actually connect to what is really happening? Or am I creating more pessimistic thoughts and more negative thoughts? Okay. This is a huge one. My next one is have a long perspective. I love what Rory Vaden says in his book, Take the Stairs. He talks about you will have more trust and you will have more faith when you have a long perspective on your life and on events. We get so wrapped up in a negative situation that's happening the day and we get super pessimistic. But if you think about how does this relate to the 50 more years that I'm being alive, you have a different perspective and a really, really valuable one. I want you to remember that you can always change. Have the growth mindset that Carol Dweck talks about. And last but certainly not least, optimistic people are grateful. Optimistic people help others. And also, optimistic people focus on the good. They intentionally focus on the good. I hope this video helps you, helps your team, and see you next week.